My mom said boys don't cry. Then my 6-year-old nephew made her speechless. My mom grew up in a house where feelings were considered weakness. Her dad never hugged her, never said I love you, and definitely never cried in front of anyone. She carried that into how she raised me and my brother. Whenever I got upset as a kid, she'd say things like stop being so sensitive or you're too emotional. Toughen up. But with my brother, it was worse. Way worse. When he was 9, his best friend moved away, and he cried about it for like 2 days. My mom sat him down and told him that boys don't cry, and if he kept acting like that, life was going to eat him alive. He stopped crying after that. Actually, he stopped showing pretty much any emotion at all. He's 32 now, and I've seen him laugh maybe 5 times in the last decade. He's not cold, just closed off, like someone locked a door inside him and threw away the key. It breaks my heart because I remember who he was before. Anyway, my brother has a son named Oliver who is basically a tiny ball of sunshine. This kid feels everything at full volume. He laughs until he can't breathe. He cries when movies get sad. He tells everyone he loves them like 12 times a day. He's the most emotionally open person in our entire family, and honestly, it's kind of healing to witness. My brother never shuts him down, never tells him to man up or stop being dramatic. He just lets Oliver feel whatever he's feeling, and it's obvious he's trying to break the cycle even if he can't fully break it in himself. Last weekend, we all went to my mom's house for Sunday dinner. My brother, his wife, Oliver, me, and my mom. It started fine. Roast chicken, mashed potatoes, the usual. Then Oliver started talking about his goldfish that died last week. He was telling my mom about the little funeral they had in the backyard and how he cried because he missed his fish. He said he named the fish Captain Bubbles, and Captain Bubbles was his first ever pet, and now Captain Bubbles lives in fish heaven. It was genuinely the sweetest thing I've ever heard. My mom listened with this tight expression on her face. Then she reached over and patted his hand and said, "Oh honey, it's just a fish. Boys shouldn't cry over things like that. You need to be strong." The whole table went quiet. My brother's jaw tightened. His wife looked down at her plate. I was about to say something, but Oliver spoke first. He looked up at my mom with these big serious eyes and said, "Grandma, my daddy cries sometimes." My mom kind of laughed and said, "No, he doesn't. Trust me, I raised him." Oliver shook his head. He said, "Yes, he does. He cried when I was born because he was so happy. He cried at mommy's birthday because he said he was grateful. He cried when grandpa died because he missed him." Then Oliver delivered the line that absolutely ended my mother. He said, "Crying doesn't mean you're not strong, Grandma. It means you have a heart that works." I watched my mom's face go through about 15 emotions in 3 seconds. She opened her mouth to say something and nothing came out. She looked at my brother, who had tears in his eyes right there at the dinner table, not hiding them, not apologizing for them. The first time I'd seen him cry in maybe 20 years. Oliver just went back to eating his mashed potatoes like he hadn't just dismantled 3 generations of emotional repression with one sentence. My mom excused herself to the kitchen. I followed her and found her standing at the sink, shoulders shaking. She was crying, actually crying. She turned to me and said, "I really messed up with you two, didn't I?" I didn't know what to say, so I just hugged her. She stiffened at first because that's not something we do in this family. Then she hugged me back and whispered, "I'm sorry." We stood there for a long time. When we came back to the table, Oliver looked up and said, "Grandma, are you okay?" She nodded and said, "Yes, sweetheart. I just had something in my eye." Oliver grinned and said, "It's okay to cry, Grandma. I won't tell anyone." My mom laughed, a real laugh, and said, "You know what? You're right." Then she looked at my brother and said, "I'm proud of the dad you became." My brother nodded once, and that was more communication than they'd had in years. Oliver asked for more chicken, completely unaware that he'd just performed open heart surgery on our entire family without anesthesia.